Welcome to Look Around the Confederation. I'm your host for the evening, Moose, and before we get started, please remember, the views and opinions expressed on this broadcast are not necessarily the views and opinions of the SCV, its GEC, nor Divisions, Brigade, Camps, or into subsidiaries. How is everybody doing in Dixieland tonight? We have a great show for you planned where we have past Virginia Division Commander Tony Griffin on to talk about his platform for Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief of the SCV. So that means I'm not going to be calling out a specific army, but everybody to share this out so we can get as much information out there about Mr. Griffin as possible to make sure everybody's informed and getting ready for national reunion. It is election time. We'll be picking our leaders for the next 2 years, so it is a big deal. And it has been a blessing to be able to do this for y'all. I'm so excited, and we're going to try to get in some news in a second. I'm seeing some Sorry, I've been sick. This whole week has been a rough week for me. So luckily I can just allow Mr. Griffin to talk tonight, and I don't have to worry about too much. I can just do the whole success on the show on him. It's no big deal. It's not like it's the first time he's on SCV chat or anything. So he'll do great. Past Commander-in-Chief, the Lone Ranger, Chuck McMichael in the chat. Past Commander-in-Chief, Paul Gramble Jr., the most sharp-dressed man in the SCV in the chat. Kentucky Division Commander Kyle Thompson here. Mississippi represented. Technic. All right, I got to put that up there. That got me good. Tony saying, thanks, Moose, for putting the weight of the whole show. Don't worry, Mr. Griffin. Only 1,000 people watch us an episode. Usually, when a big episode like this comes along, only 2,000 to 3,000. So you won't have much. Oh, gosh. Yep, that broke me. Boyd, good to see you. Susie, good to see you. David Pope, good to see you. Beth, good to see you. Past Commander-in-Chief Paul Gramble Jr. says he is once again running for Past Commander-in-Chief. If y'all could vote him in, that would be awesome. I'm going to see how many people pick up on that, Commander Gramblin. My aide-de-camp, Jack DuPont, good to see you, brother. Philip, good to see you. As I said, Mississippi. Al, good to see you. Oh, you changed your profile picture. I can actually see your face this time. Ori Lant. I am probably mispronouncing that, and that goes perfectly with this show. So good to see you. Howdy. Mr. Owens from Virginia, good to see you. Miss Linda, good to see you. One of the hardest working men in the SCV, Adam Southern, our executive director. Good to see you, Adam. I hate I wasn't able to be on your show, but I was still on vacation. And then it's like as soon as I got back from vacation, of course, I got sick. Jason, good to see you. CW, got Louisiana. We got a lot of people represented tonight. So let's make sure it is a good one. Continue to share this episode out. Whew. I'm trying my best not to sneeze on camera. Allergy season for me is rough. It knocks me down. I have coined allergy attacks where I am just done for a whole day. My whole body just decides to quit on me. So this will be an interesting episode. We're basically going to see how long Moose will stay alive for this episode. But we're going to jump into some news real quick. And, of course, I need to move my camp down some because I feel bad introducing my camp first every night. But Samuel H. Poe, camp number 255 out of Wayne County, Mississippi, have these 30th anniversary challenge coins for sale for $10. We will be having them at Division, Mississippi Division, and National Reunion. You can contact the camp adjutant, which is me, or the camp commander, my father, the historian-in-chief. We will be happy to get you squared away. We will try to bring as many as we can to National Reunion. Ah, Mr. Ray, good to see you. From Virginia, Camp 827. Commander Gremlin, I don't know how we keep forgetting to get you a challenge coin, but we will for sure get you one at National Reunion, sir. I could have swore, I think that was my fault. I think I could have swore we got you one. But, you know, my memory is about as good as a mouse. So, you know. The General Forest 200 Society. This was done a couple years ago in honor of the 200th birthday of General Nathan Bedford Forrest. And, of course, they are closing recipients to this. Their number they were going to allow in was 200, of course. All proceeds go to General Forrest's boyhood home to keep it restored, to keep it looking nice, and to continue to teach the real history of General Forrest for future generations. You get this lovely challenge coin, a patch, and a label pin. Maybe one day I will get a bonus at work, and I will be able to get that. I'm hoping to get it at National. I'll talk to some of you Tennessee boys there. Well, Commander Gremlin, in my father's defense at the Louisiana Division Reunion, we had 2 events we were going to. Of course, me with going on vacation and him going to y'all. And I had packed the challenge coins in my vehicle for our camp meeting that Tuesday. So it's not my father's fault. I packed them away. So that's on me. I keep them around me for the camp meetings. Mr. Landon, good to see you. All is good. Got a monument update. Send us the details, please. Mr. Landon, we'll put that out there. Commander-in-Chief Jason Boshears. He is walking into retirement? No. He's not that lucky. We're not done with him yet. Commander Boshears, bless his heart. I'll probably continue to drag him on the show even after he's out of office for the pure enjoyment of playing Jurassic Park in the background. But I'm looking forward to National Reunion, Commander. It'll be great to see you. Hopefully I can see you before then, though. Mr. Michael, make sure you send me that scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com so we can post on the show if you would like. Would love to get out the Bryce's Crossroad anniversary, 160th anniversary to be exact. Mr. Todd, good to see you. Pat and Commander Gremlin with a good point here. Past in your title doesn't mean you're in retirement. You're not that lucky in this organization. You will be doing stuff for the SCV until the day the good Lord calls you home. And I honestly enjoy that. It's good to have a lot of great leaders stay around. That's something I love about the SCV. Whew. I'm sorry. I'm breathing through my mouth because my nose is stopped up. And I didn't realize how much I talked. And it's getting really hard to breathe. All right. The Turner Asby Camp 1567 of the SCV will hold its 158th annual Confederate Memorial Day service. Thursday, June 6th at 7 p.m. at Stonewall Cemetery in Winchester, Virginia. The speaker will be Miss Susan Lee of the Virginia Flaggers. The music, you can see who the music's by. I'm not butchering their name that bad. And, of course, the contact information is below. If you have trouble seeing that when you pause this episode after it goes off the air or it doesn't come through clear, please contact us here at SCV Chat, and I'll send that to you. Of course, Beauvoir, the last home of President Jefferson Davis and the home of his presidential library, will be celebrating Jefferson's 216th birthday this Saturday, June 1st, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We will have the grandson of John T. Wayne, on the property, talking about his books and doing a couple other things, hopefully. We will be shooting a cannon in honor of Jefferson Davis, and we'll have cupcakes. So make sure you go down to President Davis's home and celebrate with us. I'll be there this weekend, so it's going to be a great time. I might even dress out. Who knows? It depends on if I'm feeling better by this weekend. Let's see here. Whew, I'm sorry, my head is just congested. Okay, thank you, Mr. Michael, and thank you, Mr. Landon. I'll get that update on the next episode of Look Around. Now, of course, we have, let's see here. Okay, here we go. Took me a minute to find them. But the Tallahassee Armory Guards Camp commander says they're undergoing a project to put up 5 monuments on their property. Here's one of General Forrest and, of course, General Lee. They have one up of General Jackson already. That's a couple of their members beside it. And you can send donations to them to help them with this project. This is an awesome project from this camp in Alabama. They're doing great work. I'm going to mess with Army of Tennessee Councilman Carl Jones because he's probably working or doing something very important right now and not on the show. So I'm going to say, if you have questions, you can ask him, because I know he appreciates me throwing him under the bus like that. So you can send donations to Commander Randall at the information scrolling across the screen. Make checks payable to Camp 1921 Monument Fund. I hope you guys support them. That is an awesome project they're undergoing. And just, I know they're working their butts off to make sure it happens. And the last bit of news, and we'll get into some SCV chat news we actually have tonight. So on May 25th, just 5 days ago, the William Hardy Camp in Dallas, Georgia, celebrated the Confederate victory of the Battle of Dallas at New Hope Church. This camp is a great camp. Of course, I'm a friend with a guy on the far left. His name is Jude. Great compatriot, great guy, and his camp is very active. I'm glad to see that y'all are celebrating this. Continue the great work, guys. Never, ever stop. That's just a beautiful day. Thank y'all for doing everything you do. And we'll kind of jump into some of the SCV chat news now. So I'm about to pull up on the screen scvchat.com. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? I wonder who had to work so hard to get that website up. I'll let y'all hint his name is Moose. So a couple things we wanted to talk about on the website for a quick update. Click on More. Click on Podcast. You can listen to the SCV Chat podcast on our website. But if that is not what you're wanting to do, guess what? You can click on the logo of your favorite podcast platform now and be taken to us on that platform. So say you want to watch us on Apple Podcasts. Just click on the Apple Podcast logo and you'll be sent to SCV Chat's podcast platform on there. So make sure to do that. I'm so happy we were finally able to get that up there. So thank you guys for waiting and patiently waiting for me to do that. We're on a couple podcast platforms, including this one in India. How about that? SCV Chats in India now. But also we wanted to point out on our t-shirts, of course, if you click support us, first you get to see this lovely Patreon link, where if you support us on Patreon for just $10 a month, you get a lot of awesome exclusive content, as well as some perks. You'll see one of the perks at the end of the show. You get to be put on our end credits. So thank you guys for doing that, but that's not what we're going to showcase there. But, self-promotion never hurts. We, of course, have the SCV Chat online store now. Just click this T-shirt that my mouse is on now. But more specifically, we want to talk about two things. Our Jefferson Davis shirts. I can't remember which one exactly, but one will be on sale to honor, I keep saying general, don't I? President Jefferson Davis for his birthday, his 216th. So you have his truth quote on this T-shirt here, and just a bit up, all we ask to be left alone T-shirt. But one thing we are starting now, so that's going to be on discount soon. We'll make a post of that. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, or go to scvchat.com. Send us your camp, your SCV ID, or if you're in the UDC, the same thing, OCR, the same thing, MOS and B, the same thing. And we will add you to our members-only part of the websites. You get a couple of things that we're not putting out in the public, but that's when you'll get an update on the discount. But two things we have out now is the United Sons of Confederate Veterans logo on the front of the T-shirt and the back of the T-shirt. This is a fundraiser we're doing just for the museum. We will not accept the income. This will be going directly to the museum for the debt. Please support these T-shirts. They are only, let me open up, $40. It's a great style T-shirt. You get the logo, the first ever logo of the SCV on these T-shirts. So we hope you guys enjoy. Again, just go to scvchat.com, hit support us, scroll down to the T-shirt of your choosing, and click on that T-shirt, and you'll be sent directly to our online store where you can buy it, and hopefully many more. So we want to thank you guys for that. We'll be making a couple posts about this in the upcoming week. And we cannot thank everybody enough for their support of SCV Chat and continuing to make sure that we have enough funds to defend the narrative and make SCV Chat better every day. Someone is asking for our website. So SCV Chat does have a website. It's just www.scvchat.com. Again, you have a couple ways to support us, as well as just some things we throw in there for fun. The SCV Chat story, the team, the charge is on there. News, we post Heritage Victory Wins, SCV News, and SCV Chat News, as well as we have archived episodes, some of our favorite episodes here on the SCV Chat team. You can watch our episodes live on there. We will put our Monday and Thursday episode of Look Around and SCV Chat on the show, on the website for you to watch, as well as our podcast. There's a link just if you want to watch Commander's comments, the most recent one. Of course, we have events. If your camp sends us about information about an event, we put it on the website. That's one of our member-only sign-in sections. And, of course, we have the SCV Chat Awards section where you can see the awards that SCV Chat gives out. SCV Chat Awards winners. And one of our new sections, National Reunion updates. So if you're a member of the SCV, you want updates about National Reunion. Now, I did put this under our membership only, but it will be on public domain like we've been doing the past 4 years. So that's just one of those things where I didn't want it to be easily found. If y'all tell me you want me to change that, I'll change that. But so we have a big website now. It's getting bigger and bigger every day. But I've wasted enough of your time. I know who you're all here to see. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. Our commercial break is sponsored by our Patreon. And let's see here. I do not have my script in front of me. GCB, what have you done to me? Where I leave for 1 week. There it is, Creative Cockades. So creative cockades make historically accurate cockades, as well as you're able to put your ancestor in some mourning cockades, and they've even made the cockade for the Mississippi Division reunion this year. So instead of a medal, we have the Mississippi Secession cockade as our medal for this year's reunion. You can check them out at the link I'm going to post in the chat. Also, scrolling across the screen, and check out our Patreon there as well. As I said, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we have past Virginia Division Commander on Tony Griffin to talk about his platform for Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief. One more time, share this out. Let's get a lot of eyes on tonight.
There is a place nestled in the rolling farmland of southern Middle Tennessee. A home constructed in 1837, nearly lost to the ravages of war. Saved by a servant and a Confederate general. A place where families loved and lost. If walls could talk, what stories could be told? If a place, a home, can feel love, loss, pain, surely this is one of those places. Nearby is a more recent structure, and inside are the stories of heroes and heroines, stories of battles won and lost, stories of sacrifices made by the people of its native soil. A place that will tell the true and complete story of the Southland and the war fought for its freedom. From the causes that led to the conflict to the modern-day struggles to protect Southern history. Historic Elm Springs and the Confederate Museum at Elm Springs are the general headquarters for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. A place where the story of the Southland and its historic struggle is preserved and told. Come and discover your history.
Welcome back, everybody, from our commercial break. And now it is time for me to introduce past Virginia Division Commander Tony Griffin. If I tried to list out all his offices, it might take me a while, but I'll try my best. He is a two-time Virginia Division Commander. He has also been First Lieutenant Division Commander, Division Adjutant. He has served 12 years on the Division Executive Council, Camp Adjutant, and he has been Deputy Chief of Staff for past Commander-in-Chief Larry McCluney. Commander Tony, how are you?
I'm doing great tonight, Moose. How about you?
Oh, I cannot complain. And we're going to just go ahead and kick it off, and we're going to ask that you kind of talk about your background in life and in the SCV, kind of your SCV career, so to speak, and touch on it more than I have.
Okay. Yeah, I was born in Florida, native Floridian, as were my parents and my grandmothers, and all the way back 1830s, I guess my family got into Florida. So I graduated high school in Florida, went to the University of Florida for a little over 2 years, joined the Navy, wound up in Norfolk, Virginia in 1983, the Naval Nuclear Power Program, and was in the Navy for a little over 8 years, got out, started working for a utility company up here, and retired from that after 32 years in September of 22. I joined the SCV in the Stonewall Camp in Portsmouth, Virginia in 1992. I was a lieutenant commander in that camp at one time. We helped form and I was a member of the Tom Smith camp when they formed that in 1995, and we chartered that one. Then they started the current camp I'm in, the Isle of Wight Avengers, in late 2006. I joined them in 2007, and a little over a year later, I was camp commander and had that position for 10 years. In 2018, I became camp adjutant, and I've had that position since. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. My career on the Division Executive Council started in 2012 as division adjutant. They didn't have anybody running, and 2 weeks prior to the convention, the past division commander was hollering for someone to volunteer, and I saw the email, and I volunteered, stepped right into it as division adjutant for a couple of years, and then became lieutenant commander. And in 2016 was my first term as division commander. And 2018 to 2022, I served on the DEC as the past commander. And then I ran again in 2022 for division commander. And I just turned that position over on our convention in April on the 20th. So I got 4 more years again as past commander to do on the Division Executive Council. So and amongst being on other committees and all that kind of stuff, that's, there's too much. Like you said, it's just been a lot of stuff. We do a lot of work in the cemeteries, and I'm up in Oakwood Cemetery in Richmond, where we have about 17,000 Confederate soldiers buried. I'm the co-chairman or vice chairman of that committee too. So we have been working a lot up there lately. And I started running last June. I announced I was running for Army of Northern Virginia commander. And come December, I got a phone call from a GEC member I will not name. And in fact, I got a phone call from a bunch of people, but they told me that Ron Kennedy had to withdraw from the race and they wanted me to run for it. And of course, I was shocked and honored and scared all at the same time. It was like, what? But after talking to everybody about it and discussing it with my wife, and I will do anything that I can do for the SCV. And I feel like with everything I've done in the past, feel like I have the qualifications to run.
Oh, yes, sir. You definitely have the resume. That's for sure. And again, thank you for running, Commander. Let's see here. Some people have been asking this question for some of our people, but what has helped you stay inspired and motivated in your SCV work, especially during challenging times?
That's probably helped at the challenges. I know everybody's suffered the last few years with our heritage issues, and Virginia has had more than our share of it up here. And while I was lieutenant commander, we had the 2015 issue going on in Charleston, and myself and our immediate past commander at that time were the ones that were dealing with that. We were fielding all the phone calls, all the TV interviews, the radio interviews, the newspaper interviews, magazine interviews. And that was the first time I really ever had to deal with all that mess. And then 2 years later, 2017, the Charlottesville monument issues, we dove right into that with a lawsuit. And I was an individual filer on that along with our division. And it keeps me motivated, and plus all the work we do in the cemeteries, and I do research all the time. I help people with their genealogy, and I have 10 direct grandfathers that served and over 40 uncles that served the Confederacy. And I'm always researching, always looking for more, looking for cousins, helping anybody I can help out with it. And, working in our camp, working in the division level, trying to work at the national level with everybody. Lately I've been around all these guys a lot, with the Kennedy brothers, and even Commander-in-Chief Boshears is up here in Virginia right now. I guess he's still up here. He's supposed to be here Saturday, but we were just with him Monday at Blandford Church. We had an excellent service up there, and Jason was the guest speaker, and we spent about 7 hours together up there with that. And I've been seeing him. I've been traveling. That's been motivating. I went to the Louisiana convention here recently, and on the way down, we stayed a few days in Tennessee and went to a camp meeting in Crossville. Had a great time there. Stopped over in Vicksburg, never been there before, and did the battlefield for a day, and got to Louisiana and spent a couple days there with those guys and had a great time down there. And went to South Carolina convention. We had our convention, trying to hit as many camps as I can in the areas that I go to if they're having a meeting. And I just love the SCV and what we're all about.
Well, that is awesome to hear. Again, sorry, I'm just, bless your heart, you got sick moose instead of healthy moose, so I'm all over the place. If people thought my pronunciation skills were bad when I'm healthy, just wait till I'm sick. Everybody should feel bad for poor Commander Griffin. But what is your overall strategy for increasing membership in the SCV?
We've been having a lot of discussions about that lately with our issues, especially since COVID and the issues that happened back in 2020 with all the riots and everything that went on, our monument issues. We got to get, first of all, we got to retain the members that we have, and we got to get the camps active. They got to have good programs. Carl Jones gave me a call 2 or 3 weeks ago, I guess it was, before I went to Louisiana. And we were talking about that and about the workshops that they do in the Army of Tennessee. And I've seen him talk about it on chat before and on Facebook and everything else. And those are some great programs right there that they're doing. And I think that every Army needs to be doing that. I don't think we do it in the A&V because we've never had any in Virginia. And South Carolina may have done a few, but we haven't done anything up here. I don't know if North Carolina does it, but the camps, the heart of it is the camp. The camp's got to be doing stuff. They got to have programs. They got to have good speakers. They got to be active in the community, whether they're working in cemeteries or heritage defense or whatever it is they're going to be doing, giving scholarships. Our camp does scholarships, and we run ads in the paper, and we work in the cemeteries. We have good speakers. We invite the other camps and all the ladies to come. We have OCR ladies with us, UDC ladies with us. Anybody can come to our meetings. You got to have interesting meetings to keep the members interested in the SCV. And if you don't do that, they're just going to drop out. They'll get their certificate, and then if they get tired of coming, they'll stop coming to the meetings, and then eventually they'll stop paying their dues. So you got to do that. And I think that workshop idea with teaching the camps how to hold productive meetings is a good start. Another one to retain and get some people back in the SCV is, I know when I was division adjutant back from 2012 to 14, National sent us a list. It seemed like it was about 10 years worth of inactive members. And we had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. We split it up between the different camps that they used to belong to so they could contact them. And we got a good number of members back doing that. They just dropped off the face of the earth, it looked like. But when they realized that people were still interested in having them in the SCV, several of them came back. And I think that's something that we could do again. What was that?
I think that was my script. I had it on Facebook, and I think I got a Facebook Messenger.
Okay. I just heard a ding. I'm like, did I do something?
No, that was all of me.
No, but yeah, and recruiting too, we got to get the kids involved. You said you were one of the first cadets. We got to revamp the cadet program, make it more interesting for the kids, and so that they can get more involved in the SCV. And I know Commander-in-Chief has been involved with that. We started talking about that last year because we had several people mention that, and they wanted to get that program going again, and I'm all on board with that. The youth is, well, you're one of them. You're our future. If we don't have y'all involved, we're done. And we got to get the younger people involved.
I couldn't agree more. I'm happy to hear you're passionate about the cadet program. Of course, that's always going to be close to my heart. And so definitely glad to hear that. Good evening, Past Commander-in-Chief Larry McCluney. Good to see you in the chat. Let's see here. Speaking about youth, what are some new initiatives that you would like to try to do to attract younger members to the SCV?
We got to get more involved with like what you're doing right here, SCV chat, using the social media platforms. It seems like everybody under age 30, if you're not doing something on social media, you don't exist. And we got to take advantage of all this. And thankfully you and Connor, and then you got Sean down in Florida with his program. I was just on that Tuesday night. We got a YouTube, Facebook, X, whatever you want to, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, all Instagram, whatever we can do to get the youth involved. You know, that's something that I'll be, if I get elected, you young people are going to be tasked with coming up with some stuff on that. I'm going to need the younger people's help. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you and Connor and anybody else that wants to get involved that's under the age of 30, even some of the older folks that have an idea of what's going on with social media stuff. I mean, I'm familiar with Facebook and X and watch YouTube a lot, but you know, I'm not I can't sit here and do what you're doing on here right now. I wouldn't have a clue how to do it. And but we need the youth involved in that to attract the youth and get more, you know, some more programs on educational stuff, and get them involved with it so they know what's going on with the SCV, and hopefully that will help attract them.
Oh, yes, sir. I glad to hear you stole my next question. Was going to be about social media, so I guess I'll skip that one so we don't have to go into repeating ourselves. But we talk about retention, you know, a lot in the SCV. What are some specific strategies you have in mind for retaining the existing members? And I think you kind of touched on that a bit with the workshop.
Yeah, you have to keep the members interested, but you also, the ones that aren't coming to your meetings, you got to call them. Mm-hmm. The camp's got to keep in contact with their membership. If you haven't seen them for a while, call them and find out what's going on. It's like a church community. If someone hasn't been coming to church, you call them and find out, or go by and see them and see what's going on. Are they having problems? Do they need help with anything? You know, the SCV is a big fraternity. I think y'all talked about that one night on chat about who would be the top 5 people you call if you broke down somewhere. If you go down your list, it's probably almost every one of them are going to be SCV members. Yeah, that's the case with me too. That'd be it. It's not that we don't have friends outside the SCV, but the ones that you're closest to are probably all SCV members, and you have to keep in contact with them. And I did mention trying to get the ones back again that are dropped out. If we get that list again from national and start sending that out to the division adjutants to send out to their camp adjutants so that they can start calling these people that have dropped off the rolls and see if we can get some of them back in too.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see here. Again, my apologies. My head is just like someone is beating me with a drum. Let's see here. Here's something that's kind of like I've seen my time has hurt kind of retention. How would you address conflicts and disagreements among members that could impact retention?
Unfortunately, we have had to deal with that a little bit here in recent years. Outside organizations that have a lot of SCV members in them, and sometimes the ideas or the way to go about things do not mesh completely 100%, and people get upset and angry and say they're going to leave the SCV. You know, it's a matter of just sitting down and talking with them. You got more in common than you got issues that you can't resolve. Sit down and talk to each other. I think that's the biggest thing. You got to talk. The communications thing is a big one. And I think that's where a lot of it gets lost, is people assume a lot, and a lot of what you assume is not correct. And I saw that today on a Facebook post concerning the SCV, and somebody was saying they weren't going to renew their dues because we're getting too granny-ish, or however they wanted to say it. They can't go out and do things that they want to do, loudly or boisterously. And they're saying that National says you can't do that. And it's like, talk to somebody, talk to your camp commander, talk to your brigade commander. If you have to go up to your division commander, your councilman, and if you have to take it up to all the way up to National, everybody will talk to you. I mean, since I've been in office at the division level and at the camp level, I've had all my phone numbers posted on my cards and on the website. And I told everybody, that was including when I was working, I had my work number on there too. And I said, call me. If you have an issue, call me. And I will try to resolve whatever problem you have. If it's at the camp level, whatever. If you got a problem with anything, call me. And I did that the entire time I've been on the DEC. My phone has been open for anybody. And like I said, discussion and actual communications with each other is the way to resolve these issues. And we got too many enemies to be fighting than to be fighting amongst ourselves. That's what it comes down to right there.
Amen, Commander. Amen. Now, talking about, outreach and communication, we've had that kind of come up a lot during this term cycle when it comes to questions. What role do you believe public relations and community events play in recruiting and retention?
A lot. It's, you got to be, the SCV's got to be out there in the public doing good in the public. My camp, for example, of course, we give the Hunley Award at the high school here. We also give 2 scholarships out each year to 2 seniors, and we have 3 high schools in the county. And all we ask is that they write an essay. We give a topic. Usually it's about the Confederacy and me, whether they got an ancestor, or if they don't, they can write on a Confederate hero or whatever. And that gets put out, that gets put in the paper. It's, it's a good public relations thing. We run an ad every Confederate History and Heritage Month in our local newspaper here. And, we try to keep a public image out there that we're not bad guys. We let the other groups that are against us show how they are, and we just promote a positive image. We do cleanups in the cemeteries, keep gravestones all nice and neat, and try to work in rural cemeteries that we did a good job cleaning most of those up. And it's probably time to start going back and looking at them again. But once you passed one by and did it for a few years back, it's probably going to be reclaimed. But you got to keep doing stuff like that. We've had articles in the paper written about us, and it's just maintain a positive image with the local community, and it's always good for recruiting. If they don't have anything they can say bad about you, that's good.
I couldn't agree more. I'm going to ask one more time that everybody send in some questions, please. We are going to be getting close to the end of my part of this. So if you have questions, and of course, Commander Griffin will have some time to talk about just things that are on his heart going into this election. Something that I've been interested in this term cycle has kind of been this question. How would you handle the negative public reception and controversies that have not only impacted the SCV, but our membership?
Again, education and telling the truth about what's actually going on is the best way to go about it. I mean, you can't make these people believe, anything you tell them. You can tell them the truth and give them the resources. Education's a big thing right there. Give them the resources that they can go look it up for themselves if they have to. You can tell them everything you want, but you have to be able to back it up. So that's one thing. No matter what we do, we're always going to have the naysayers. And that. We got it really bad up in Virginia. We're always being attacked. We're racist. We all want to own slaves. And if you actually give them the resources and the source material and say, well, go look at this. it might change them, might change their hearts a little bit. It's hard, and again, doing stuff good in the public that promotes our good image, that will go a long ways right there. If, we can't just sit around and crying the blues. We have to be out there in the public doing stuff that matters. And, that's a hard question, and there's a lot of ways to go about it, but that's primarily, I think, what we need to be doing.
Okay. Yes, sir. Now, this is one that we've been asked a lot. What are some things you hope to accomplish during your potential tenure as Lieutenant Commander in Chief?
Want to increase the membership. That'd be one of the goals that I want to have at the end of that term. I want to have increased our membership a good number.
Mm-hmm.
And get the kids involved more, the education part. I know the Kennedys have all kinds of material that we can use. And thank God for Donnie and Ron Kennedy with all the material that they provide. I don't know where they get the time to do all the stuff they do, but we have to do all that right there. We have to get that material out there. So you're throwing stuff up here at me. What are we doing?
Yeah, it is time for some crowd questions. So I'm trying to throw them up there for you. I didn't miss one though. Where are you? I know who posted it, so I might there it is. All right, here's the first one from the crowd. It's from past Commander-in-Chief Chuck Michael. What is your one dream program or initiative that you would like to have as Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief?
Dream program. Well, right now, the cadet program and the recruiting and retention is what I want to concentrate on. I mean, I don't have a dream program per se. I really want to get the membership up. That's the dream. That's the goal, is to get us in a better condition than when I took office. So hopefully in July this year, if I take office, July of 26, we've increased our membership, got the youth more involved, got those programs up and running to keep the cadets interested. And when I was at the South Carolina convention, one of their goals this year is they say they're going to increase membership 500 members this year.
Ooh.
That's their goal. And they say they're going to do it. And believe me, I'll be talking to them to find out what they're doing to help with that. And that's the other thing too, would be communicating with the other GEC members, especially the Army commanders and councilmen, and along with the rest of GEC. We're 16 members or so on there. We all have to work together. There's not just one person on the GEC that can get things done. We all have to work together to get it done. So that's another thing right there. So,
all right. It's going to take me a minute, guys, because I have to go through the comment section and find your questions. Some of them are just, like ideas, what you think of this type of questions. But let's see here. All right, David asked one. Where's yours, David? I cannot find it, but I do have it typed out here. He asked, what do you think about community partners like roundtables, historical societies, the Sons of the American Revolution, MOS&B, and just kind of fellow people that are historians that have recognized that they aren't just coming after our heritage, but America's history and heritage. What are your thoughts on working with community partners when it doesn't go against who we are as the SCV?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If they're not against us in any way, shape, or form, we can work with them. As long as we have the same goals going forward, it's better to have friends helping us than everybody trying to do everything separately or as individuals or however. If we can attack these issues as groups, that have the same goal, I think that's awesome. And I don't have any problem working with any of them. You know, they're not going to run us over. That's one thing, you know, but yeah, no problem with that. That's
all right. We got one from Mr. Landon. Asking, let's see here. If I can find it, I usually am able to get them into another section. It's just not working with me tonight for some reason. But he asked, you know, what's your take on the mechanized cavalry? Do you feel it's a good recruiting tool and along with keeping the charge?
I don't have any problem with the mechanized cavalry. It's, you know, most of them are a bunch of good guys. Most of them I know are a bunch of good guys, and they do a lot of good. I know we had the issue here in the last year or so with some squabbling amongst them and some break off things. But, you know, that's, you know, if you don't want to be in the SCV, you know, I think the mechanized cavalry, you have to be an SCV member, and it's supposed to be SCV first. And that's the primary thing there. And like I said, bunch of great guys, all the ones I know, and, you know, and most of them, you know, they do a lot of work. And unlike some of the camps that we talked about earlier that need to be getting involved, you know, they go out and they do a lot of stuff. So yeah, no problem with the Metcalf.
All right. Next question from Mr. Jason. And I mean, this is just some people shoot out ideas. Like I said before, Jason asked, would you be okay with setting up a division/brigade dictionary similar to on the website? Would be easier to find people. Now, I will say, I think we do have a division part where you can contact division commanders and adjutants.
Yeah, well, I can tell Jason right now, just in Virginia right now, we're going to be revamping the website. In fact, we're in the process of signing a contract with a new web host, and they're going to be getting our website put together. And it'll be a whole lot better, and there'll be stuff on there that you will be able to access to find out all that information. So there's more coming on that. And as I think most everybody has talked about that has been running, the website at Division has been one of the issues that's been talked about a lot. Needed to be a little more friendly for the memberships to use. And so I'm all for that too. We definitely need a revamp with a national website. And so, yeah, that's one of those things there too, that, you know, we got the social media, the websites, all that stuff. You got to have it up to date and user friendly to help the membership. You know, sometimes it's a little difficult to navigate our national website. Our division website currently is the same way. It's not phone friendly. And it's, you know, it's a mess, and that's why we're that's why we're working on a new one right now up here in Virginia. So yes, we are working on that. We still have some issues with the stuff that happened in 2020. Some of the people don't want their information posted, their phone numbers, their addresses, et cetera, so forth. But if we have a members only section, which we can have, you know, where you can punch in your password just like a national, where you can get into the information, then we'll be working in that direction too, so that we can have something. Because right now it's hard. We have a recruiting coordinator up here, and he can't access everything. I had to send him all the information for the brigades, and so he can contact the brigade commanders and everything, because it's not on our website anymore because of the issues that happened a few years ago. So it is an issue, and that's another thing that will help recruiting immensely, is if you can go on there and find something close that you can contact, so without having to worry about someone coming to your house and just whatever, throwing eggs at it, or I'm older. We used to egg houses,
Well, we rolled them. I can't act like I was above that.
rolled, yeah.
Oh, heck, I was like that in college. No comment on if that was during SCV's chat's airing time. I'll save that embarrassment. But I got a couple more questions I'm gonna try to pull up. Just I think 2 more. So I'll see here. Carl asked a real good one, so I'll try to get his in there too. Let's see here. But one member asked, now, I kind of think this is a bit more of a Army question, but I would like to hear your opinion on it. They're talking about brigade officer training in the SCV, so people can understand their jobs more. Again, I don't necessarily think that falls under you, but do you have any ideas?
The division should be doing that. I mean, I've told my brigade commanders what their functions are, and their jobs are listed in the Constitution, in our Constitution anyway. Mm-hmm. I mean, it doesn't go into details, but we tell our brigade commanders exactly what they're supposed to be doing. And in the last few years, we've increased productivity with the brigade commanders. They're in more contact with their camps, helping out with recruiting and retention issues, squabbles, everything else. We got some really good brigade commanders up here now. And so, yeah, divisions need to be doing that. Everybody should know what their job is. There's, if you're running for a position, please know what your job title and what it entails when you do it. It doesn't make sense. I mean,
that's something we messed with Carl about, I believe. I threw that question on him too. I just saw it again, and I was like, I think it'd be a good one to ask. I agree with you, though. I think that is on the divisions. But, Army of Tennessee Councilman Carl Jones did ask a question when it comes to the museum. Do you agree that we need to promote the 400 years of Southern history, starting with the real permanent colony in Virginia and correcting the Yankee hijacking of the narrative, our history?
Oh, absolutely. And Carl, the other night, on Tuesday night on Look Around Florida, he gave me a compliment. He said I was okay for a sailor.
Now, hang on, Carl. My dad was a sailor. Now we're getting in some territory here.
Well, Carl's a sailor too. He's a Marine, so he's a sailor.
I mean, he basically was under the Navy. That's going to start something.
Yeah, it is.
Great way to end the episode. I think we have one more question for you, Mr. Tony. And I guess, I don't know, again, this is one of those that with our current Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief, he's been involved in it, but it could be looked at as Chief of Heritage Operations or Commander-in-Chief. But, will you be involved with the Confederate Legion? If so, I've
been talking a little bit to the Kennedys about that, and I'm not exactly sure what the whole thing entails. I know they go into helping like the divisions. They've talked to me about getting help with if we need money for radio ads and billboards and stuff like that. And that's a great thing. If anything that'll help promote our membership and recruiting, retention, if we can do that, but I'll be talking more to the Kennedy brothers about that. In fact, I'll be seeing them Saturday too. They're going to be speaking at our Jefferson Davis service. And so I've been looking at joining the Confederate Legion myself. And, as far as the vision, I think that's their baby right now. So I don't know if I can really speak on that. Yeah, that's not my place to say anything on that one. I don't believe right now, but I'll find out more about that and let everybody know.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on, Commander. Carl asked one more question, but I think I've thrown you enough curveballs when it comes to something that's not really in your job title tonight. So I think I'll give you a break. It revolves bell bottoms. So I think
bell bottom blues.
So I think we're just going to skip over that last question for tonight. But thank you, Carl. Thank you, everybody that was involved tonight. I love seeing the ideas float around tonight. A lot of great ideas. We'll try to have you on afterwards, Commander, after your election at some point. Win or lose, I do like bringing people on to just talk about ideas. You have a lot of great ideas I would like to see. Let's see here. Anything else? I do not think so. I'm trying. Everybody's saying thank you. So you did a great job.
Well, thanks.
But great again, Commander. Thank you for coming on. I wish you all the luck, sir. And I hope to have you on again shortly.
Good. And I look forward to seeing everybody in July in Charleston. And for those of you coming to the Forest Boyhood event next month, I will be there. So if you want to talk to me there, come on up. I'll be there.
Perfect. Is there any lasting words you kind of want to tell anybody, Commander? I kind of accidentally cut you off there earlier, so go ahead.
No. That's which part did you cut off? What I just said?
Oh, no, sir. Again, I've been sick, so my brain's foggy, so I'm not even reading my script right. I think I just asked you the same question. But if there's anything you want to tell everybody before we go off the air.
No, I think we covered just about everything I need to talk about. Just stay strong, everybody. Continue to follow the charge. And like I said, I'll see y'all in Charleston.
Perfect. Victor says Florida Division reunion is this Saturday. I hope you and the rest of the Florida Division have a great time, Victor. Have a blast honoring the charge. And I think y'all have elections this year as well. So good luck electing your offices. Make sure to share this episode out. Let's get as much viewership we can from Mr. Griffin. He did a great job tonight. I think he answered every question very well. So I cannot wait to see the election and after election interview, hopefully. So again, make sure to share this out and tune in Monday at 7 p.m. Confederate Standard Time as we celebrate the birthday of President Jefferson Davis. We're going to be doing something special this year. Instead of focusing on the war and after war that we've usually done in the past, we're actually going to talk about his historic life before the war. People kind of leave out the fact that Jefferson Davis was going to be remembered by history even before he became president. So we're going to talk about kind of his amazing life, his historic life this Monday at 7 p.m. So we hope to see you there. And make sure you send your pictures, short videos, and write-up to scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com, and you'll be featured on the upcoming episode of Look Around the Confederation. Again, I hope to see you all Monday. And remember to stay Southern, my friends. Good night, everybody.